Hey everybody, this is Ryan with South Jersey Yak Fishing. Thanks once again for tuning in. Man, it is good to be back, and it's been a long winter, and aside from a few spring tog videos that I've put out, I've been posting a lot of archive footage from last year. And even as I'm posting this video, I've got 4 or 5 other videos completed waiting to be posted. But all those plans come to a screeching halt when a simple scouting mission in the springtime with low expectations quickly turns into a very aggressive catch and release session with one of my favorite species to target here in South Jersey, and that's sheepshead. In this video, we are going to be hunting for and hoping to see at least 1 sheep. We are going to land 6. And in addition to that, there will be a few pulled hooks, a couple of break-offs with fish screaming line, and of course, no holiday weekend would be complete without a bunch of negligent, vacationing boaters not paying attention to where they're going and waking me endlessly as I'm trying to hook a darn fish. But you got to kind of count that cost before you head out on a holiday weekend, right? Because that ain't ever going to change. Alright, so in this first clip, as you can see, there is no head cam on my head. And that's just a further indication that my expectations are low. If I'm expecting a fish, that head cam's on my head. And at this point, I've fished 2 pilings, this is the 3rd, and I've got no taps. And according to the timestamp on the video, this hookup comes 12 minutes into the trip and will be the very first sheepshead of 2025 here for me on South Jersey Yak Fishing. So it's always nice to break the ice and get that first one on the deck. Okay, so I'm just going to keep talking, and I don't normally talk through the fish fight. However, there is a very popular song that is playing on the radio in the background, and if I let that come through on the YouTube video when I post it, I'm going to get hit with a copyright strike from the YouTube algorithm. And it looks like the head cam is going on my head at this time, so let's listen in and hear what I have to say about this fish. All right, man. First sheepshead of the year. That was unexpected. I really wasn't expecting to get one today. I just wanted to take a look. This is a pretty nice one, man. I'll give him a measure. It looks like he's probably about 20 inches. What a nice surprise. It's a little early in the season for this bridge, but I'll take it. Yeah, he's 20 right on the nose. Typically one of the ones I would think about keeping, but traditionally I've been releasing the first sheep of the year every year, so just for good karma. I'm gonna get a good shot of this guy, and yeah, we're gonna let him go. Well, so much for the good shot of the fish. Sorry about the water on the lens, guys. Bye-bye. Woo! That was awesome. All right, I just missed one, man. I had my bait down there. I wanted to adjust the engine because I was losing my position, and I knew the second I started paying attention to the engine that the fish was gonna hit. And sure enough, I missed him, so I'm gonna see if we can't get him now. I know he's down there. It's all the way on the bottom, so we're not gonna waste any time going right down to where he was. Okay, so in this next clip, I'm actually fishing the same spot, and I usually don't fish this particular spot just because there's all kinds of gnarly structure down beneath, and because I fish light tackle, if I hook into anything that's got any shoulders to it, usually the first thing they do is they run right through those pilings in front of where my rod tip is, and they just break me off, and that pretty much is what's going to happen here. Yeah. He got me. He got me, he got me. Well, if you like to fish light tackle and you fish heavy structure like I was right there, quite literally, sometimes those can be the breaks. All right, let's grab the spare setup and go find another piling. All right, here we are at the next piling, and I have my backup setup in my hand now, and that's a 7-foot tsunami jigging rod. I actually prefer my shorter slim wave to this rod, only because I can fish those tighter spaces without feeling like I'm all jammed up. But in this particular case, this rod's gonna work just fine. Second sheep of the day, man. Caught 2, lost 1. Not bad. I didn't even know if they were going to be here today. I love it. And this one looks like he spit the jig, so I'm lucky to have even landed him. Okay, so although we're going to be mostly catch and release today, I do need dinner fillets for this week, so I will be keeping this fish. And if you're wondering, yes, he was delicious. All right. This one's the perfect eater, so I think I'm going to keep this one. He's all tangled up on my net. This is more the typical size I'm used to seeing. That 20-inch, it was kind of big for early in the season. 16 and a half. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep this guy. All right, so this one measured out to be about 16 and a half inches, and although I said it's the perfect eater, I actually feel like I really prefer the 18 to 19 inch range because it seems to produce the perfect fillet for the grill. And if you've been watching my channel for a little while, you already know my rule. If it's over 20, it goes back in the drink for the better good of the fishery, as we need those fish to go make babies. All right, I'm fishing super shallow right now, and I'm about to break my focus for just a split second, and of course, that's when the fish is going to come up and steal my bait. Alright, I just missed another one, and it happened when I was shifting my weight on my hind quarters on the seat so I could put my leg over the side like I usually do. He hit, and I missed him, but he's right there, so we're going to drop right in the same spot, see if we can't get him. I don't see why he wouldn't hit it right away. They usually do. Yep, and that usually is the case. However, with every rule, there are always exceptions, and in this particular instance, this fish fled the scene. I spent about 5 minutes with no hits, and then I moved on. Which brings us to one of the things I just love about holiday weekends, and that's the trash that you seem to find floating around in the back bay. And although I'm not going to tell you what was in this bag, I'm going to do the responsible thing and pull it out and dispose of it properly. To whoever threw this in the water, you're welcome. And if I find out who you are, I'll send you a bill. Listen, people, you want to come down here and visit our area for the week, boat responsibly, follow the rules, and clean up your own trash. Don't do this. All right, so anytime you see that, the shell's taken right off the top. That was a sheep's head. They're half biting right now. I don't know if I'm going to be able to hook this one, but he's definitely down there. So I'm going to try and get him. See what happens. Okay, so we're kind of at slack low tide right now, and I find it's very typical to get these half bites, as I call them, during the hours around slack. But for me, all that kind of stops once the tide really starts moving. Okay, so in this next series of clips, I'm going to be getting frustrated, and it's edited down, but all of this takes place in about the span of 10 minutes. And when I hook up with the next fish, I'm actually glaring at somebody because they're not slowing down before they get to the bridge. But basically, a series of things is going to happen that's going to make me question my jig. And once I make a simple change, we're going to see some very interesting results. Oh, man! Oh, what the f, man? That's the third time that that's happened. What the hell am I hooking into and missing? Okay, so I am using a new boxing glove style jig. It's just a different shape than I usually use, and I have dropped like 5 fish like within the past 20 minutes with this jig. So I'm sneaking a peek at my spare rod, and I'm confirming I got a banana style jig on there, the kind that I usually use, and I'm going to switch up the rods and drop that other one down, and wait till you see what happens next. And I'm going to let this next clip play out in real time just so you guys have a better sense of how long I'm waiting for these things to happen. Nice. Finally. Missed him friggin' 3 times. Man. All right, let's see how big this one is. He looks like he's probably like the 17 or 18 inch range, I'm guessing. All right, calm down. Calm down. Ow. Stabbed myself with the spike. Yeah, he's just under 18. Alright, so this is a beautiful sheepshead. It's bleeding. Gonna let him go. Keep him 1 today. Come on. Come on. Alright. Woo! Successful release. Okay, so we are on the other side of slack, and we're about an hour into the incoming tide. And as you can see, we do have some moving water, so the bite is picking up. I'm no longer getting any more of those half bites, and this next fish is going to be of a size class that I never keep, only because I release the larger ones over 20 inches. Nice fish. Woo! Number 4. I love it. Spit the hook too. I barely caught him. I didn't feel the bite, I just felt weight. I think this is the biggest one of the day. It might be over 20. I'm not quite sure. Let's see. Yeah, 21¼ inches. All right, man, another decent sized sheepshead here. Biggest one of the day. And I'm gonna let him go. Come on, buddy. Come on. Come on. Come on. Bye-bye. Woo! All right. Okay, so these conditions are becoming quickly the kind of conditions that most people could never fish. However, this kayak is doing an excellent job, and it's the main reason why I selected this type of setup. That being said, one thing this kayak cannot do is prevent me from dropping fish. Oh, I don't believe that just happened. Alright, he was close to the top too, man. I almost had him all the way up when he came off. That's probably the fish I missed the first time. He felt kind of big. He started to run. Okay, so that brings us to the 5th fish, and this is a clip that a lot of you may have seen because I released this last week as a teaser to this video. And also, I was lucky enough to have this featured in the beginning of the Fisherman's Magazine report. So quick shout out to Jim Hutchinson from the Fisherman's Magazine. I really appreciate it. This is one of my more impressive catches, and I definitely would not have landed this fish without the Minn Kota. It just wouldn't have happened in my Predator PDL. But yeah, this is more about the equipment than it is the angler. And quick shout out to whoever that was. It's nice to have someone to share the moment with. Hope you're having a good season. All right, man. That was freaking awesome. That was a rough fight. This is the biggest one of the day. Right in the corner of the mouth. Number 5. All right, get a measurement on this guy. Give him a proper release. It's another 21 incher. All right, man. I mean, I'm about ready to call it a day. I've been out here getting wind whipped, wigged. It's rough out here. Absolutely beautiful sheepshead, dude. I'm gonna let this guy go. Bye-bye. Woo! And as luck would have it, I have one crab left, so you know what I'm doing. And I had a camera malfunction, so this is all the footage I got, but this is the last fish. All right, a little bit of a camera malfunction there. Every single one of these sheepshead have been getting tangled up in this net today. This is a smaller sheepshead, probably about the 17-inch range. Literally caught on the very last crab, which is nice. I think this is number 5 or number 6 today. Might be number 6. Either way, this is the best day I've ever had in the springtime, so I definitely can't complain. And I got on this bite early today. Well, this is actually early in the season, rather. All right, nice sized sheepshead, probably about 17 inches. We're gonna let him go. Bye-bye. Woo! All right, let's get out of here. So that was the last fish, and this was a great trip for me. I got dinner out of it. It's the earliest I've ever gotten into a sheepshead bite in the spring. Not to mention the fact that I don't usually see numbers like that until late June or early July, so that was a nice surprise. And keep your eye on South Jersey yak fishing, as I already have a few videos completed that I will be posting soon, including a how-to fillet video, a multi-species video that details one of my favorite methods to target flounder from the kayak, and of course more sheep videos too. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, hit that like button, smash that notification bell, and please consider supporting me by subscribing to my channel. If this is your first time visiting South Jersey yak fishing and you happen to be new to bridge and structure fishing with jigs, check out these two playlists. Catch you next time, ladies and gents. Peace.